Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And today we're going to take a look at the tangle Fentz from CZT Lianne Woods. Oh my gosh, we had so much fun with this tangle on our Tough Tangle Tuesday session. And this is one, I have a lot of criteria for what fits in to Tough Tangle Tuesday. One of them is just it takes a little bit more focus, or easily you get easily eyeball confused type of thing. And this, depending on how you did it, it fit the bill, and we had, oh my goodness, so much fun. All right. Oh, you know what? And actually, do I want to do two? Yeah, let's do two. Okay. So this is essentially a fragment, and we'll just do one for now. All right. Now, a couple things that may help. One is if you put a little dot middle-ish of each side like that. Because what I noticed with this was we seem to go to the middle of a lot of things. So here's how it goes. Just positioning it like this. I'll try to leave it like this. So as the step out shows, and step outs are in the description section, we're going to go from the upper left corner diagonal down to this middle-ish of the bottom. Okay. Then on that, from or to that same spot, we're going to come middle-ish on this side again to that same dot. You could if you wanted to go back up, something like that. Up to you. Some things I like to draw towards me, and some things I need to draw away from me. It no rhyme or reason. It's just really funny. Okay, now you could do this way. You can, if you want, turn the tile, and it's going to be the same thing that we did here. But I'm gonna leave it like this because I found that to be easier. So we're gonna go to this middle of here to the bottom right. And I say ish because it doesn't matter. All right, and then from that same point, middle-ish here. And so just keeping in mind, so this is the way I started, right? So when you turn it, it's the same thing. It doesn't matter. And I'll share a funny story with that. Next. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 line strokes. Then, and again, you don't have to put a little mark, but I just want to put it for good measure. So we're going to go middle-ish of each of these, but we're coming from this tip. Like I said, middle-ish, it doesn't matter. Like that. And that is it. 6 lines. Strategically placed. All right, now, here's what's fun. And yeah, we'll do a little border also, because sometimes that's just easier than going all the way to the edge. And so there are so many ways that you could have fun with this. Just this makes a great string. You know, just make it bigger. This I started off. I don't remember what I was going to do, but I started off our sessions with this, and I'm like, oh, well, because I really liked. It's the tan tile on Leanne's step out, the sample. And I'm like, oh, that's neat. And so I just thought, well, we're just going to do it big. And so I did. And then I'm like, I don't know what I want to do with it now. So, and I did want to do it in a grid format. So I went on. And that's what we're going to do right now is a grid format. But, oh, yeah, just there's so much fun you can have. Okay. We'll get this even-ish. No, not too bad. Okay. So what I'm going to do, and okay, well, no, let me start. We're going to do it just like this in this upper left-hand box. myself messed up already. This is why it's like, wait a minute, no, that seems too easy. No, and I still find I'm fighting my brain for some reason. It's so funny, and that's how it ends up on Tough Tangle Tuesday. All right, and there we go. Okay, so that's that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just turn it counterclockwise and do the same thing. So then when you're doing a grid, you can always, so we've already got that one marked there. So I just need to line this up and aim for that. Okay. And then here, well, and then, okay. And then I just kept turning this counterclockwise. And so here's what's funny. So I did a 16 grid, and I thought, oh, I'm going to be clever. I'm going to continue to do this and just turn it. And, yeah. And it's just like, oh, well, and then I got to the second row after I did the whole second row, and I was just so focused on the box. I'm like, no, wait a minute. The second row is the same as the first row, because this is, we'll call this right side up. So then I turned it, right? And then when I turned it again, it's the same. It looks the same. And I'm like, oh yeah, duh. Anyway, it was just really funny. So really what you could do in a grid format is you could do every other one, because it's not going to matter. But as a matter of practice, it's like, oh, do turn, because depending on, just in general with fragments, depending on what your fragment is, you might have four different looks depending on this, on how you turn it. This one, or 4 options, we'll call it 4 options. This one, no, you have 2 options. It's this way or this way. That's it. Okay. Right, and then this. And see, and as it's getting completed, one thing I try to do is just focus on the box that I'm working on, as to not get, as I call it, eyeball confused with everything else that's going on, because look at all those lines, right? Oh, there we have it. And then it is up to you and what kind of fun you might want to have with it. And so let's do this. I really like the way my playing with it, the more play turned out. Actually, it almost looks like a tangle we've done before. I'm trying to remember what it was, that where things like were slid or something. So here's what I did for that, is I just decided to divide. I'm just going to do, I'm calling this like one side at a time. And this one, I divided it into 2. And then I just did some rounding and or thickening, just depending, because there's not much of an angle there. Or here, well, right here. I can make it more. And very helpful to have it merge in. Let's do what I've talked about before but never really done it. Go to a smaller nib. Yes. Just a little bit smaller nib for this rounding. Look at how much nicer that is. Neater than that. But the nice thing is you can come back and just, bring it to, bring it in however you need. All right. I do like the thicker lines that this does. So, and I'm just going to go around and do the same thing on all these sides. So the longer one, because they don't have a lot of room, I just divided it in half, and then this one in thirds. And the fun thing is you get to play with this however you wish to play with it. And honestly, don't even, that rounding you could do, because it does look nice, could just thicken the lines, at the tips, whichever direction you want. That can look nice too. It's just it ends up obviously looking different. You don't have to do this at all. You can just find some other way to have fun with all of these spaces. And I will show you another thing that I did. Just curve that out a little bit. But yeah, this it really can end up turning into such a neat string. Okay, note to self, always do rounding with a smaller nib pen than you did the pattern with. That is working so nice. All right, loud cars outside. All right, there we go for a center. Neat. And then, and this is one of those, just to decide what to do where. And I kind of like what I mentioned, because some people today, just the way they shaded and added things, it just really gave an interesting look. And I said some of them just looked like origami. And so my approach is to kind of do the same decoration in the same section in each box. And decide, like, okay, let's decide what I want to do, and then doing it one thing at a time, so that way it's like, okay, in case I don't like something, then I can always change my mind, versus like doing one box at a time type of thing. All right, and then I did fill in, this solid. Well, actually, I think when I first was playing with this, I thought, oh well, I did the old, well, this didn't go quite right, so let's fill that whole section in and then go from there. And then what's nice is if you turn your tile, right, and then you're at the same, you don't have to search for that same piece, as long as you did it. Well, no, I take that. I would say as long as you did it this way, no, it doesn't matter, because you can always find, okay, where is that section, even if you ended up going awry. And then one last one, and then we'll put some graphite in here. But you can just see already how much fun you can have with this. Just neat. Okay, so just a little bit of graphite, and I did the graphite on here. And this, what's neat is you don't have to spread it all the way out, just like this, a bit of a scribble. And then with your Tortillion, it just smooths it out. As long as you're careful, I try to be careful to not get it in any of the other sections. But look at how nice and smooth that comes out. And I didn't mention it while I was doing the tangle, but this is a nice one to work if you're normally a fast tangler. This is a really good one to just slow down, take breaths, paying attention to where we're putting those lines, just so that way we get just so that way they end up where they're supposed to be. And yeah, there we go. There we go. I think I left those empty because I didn't know what I wanted to do with them. Still don't know what I want to do with them. Oh, but I do want to Let's put a little graphite right here in the center. Could put some wispy lines or something coming out of there. Ooh, look at that. And could I'm using what's left on the Tortillion. Yeah, just that little bit. It still adds a little curve on that end. Neat. Neat, neat, neat. So that could be a little darker, but I'm starting to pick up the paper. I could use a darker pencil, but there we go. Like I said, just neat. This from this. And I'm just curious. Let's see. What if we just did some shading? Start there. Didn't mean to go into that other section, but and let's try that. Oh, let's try this. Interesting. Just leave it like that. It makes it look like it's folded paper. Although, should I? Ooh, no, let's do this instead. Oh wait, I'm gonna do it down this way. I'll do it. Well, oh wait, no, that. Yeah, let's just do this. I'm gonna add. I don't know if it's gonna matter. Let's just put some right here first. Just with the graphic one, making it a little thicker. I could, well, let's just do. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, we'll do the other side too. Just because. Yeah, so because part of it is because I went over the line I didn't want to with the graphite. So I was trying to find a way to cover it up. That kind of did. Oh, well, heck. I made it thicker already. So let's just go thicker. That's the fun thing. When you do something and you correct it, just do it in the other places too. And no, and then you meant it. So we just make this a little thicker. Ah! It's just so interesting. All right. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this. And if you did, would love it if you clicked on the like button. And then, if you liked it enough to see more, would love to have you be a subscriber to the channel. Let's see something else I want to do. I could use what's left on here. Let's see. In the description section, as I mentioned, you will find links to the step outs. And then below that is my link tree. And so if you'd like to connect, well, if you'd like to join me for classes, and let me finish this, and then I will show you what we did. Tough Tangle Tuesday. It's one of the 2 free sessions that I offer. Tough Tangle Tuesday only comes once a month. It's on the 3rd Tuesday generally, unless I have something weird. Oh, that makes an enormous difference. Now I could have gone darker here too. Oh, I probably shouldn't I? Okay. Yeah, so it only happens. Oh, totally. on the third Tuesday of the month. Whereas Tangle Time, which is the other free session that I do, that is every Thursday, except for when I have a schedule issue change, like I do this week at the time of this recording. And then it's, I always do my best to shift it to another day versus just canceling because, we have to have our fix. Oh, that just totally made it pop. Oh, I'm so glad I did that. Let me show you what we did today. So I already showed you this one. Let me back this up. But this was my morning session. It's not quite finished, but it's finished enough. And this is one that went awry. And so I just decided to do what I could to make it not so noticeable. And all of a sudden I'm like, did I not use the Tortillion over here? And it doesn't matter. It's just really, really fun. And then this, I decided to do a 16 grid. Yeah. And it was a lot of fun. This is where it actually was it. Which direction did I have it? It doesn't matter. This way. Yeah. So starting it this way. And this is where I thought, oh, I'm going to alternate it every time. And then when I got to the second row, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Why is that the same thing? Oh, but it doesn't matter. It turned out really, really neat. I'm not sure what I want to do with the rest of it. It actually could kind of look cool just like that without doing anything to it. Especially since I did enzeppel in all of the sections. If you're not familiar, enzeppel is a tangle, and you basically just do a grid and then you trace around like as if you're a bubble, and you see how far can it fit. That's why you have these little rounded edges, and it's a fun tangle. So anyway, yeah, it still turned out really, really neat. So if you would like to join in for this kind of fun, come and join us. Like I said, information is on both my website, as well as there's some other places listed there where you can follow me for classes. Also on my Facebook page. I don't have it specifically set. I'll have to look and see. Maybe I can make a separate link to the events on Facebook. But so there's all kinds of resources there. Just take a look. If you'd like to join in on our Tangle Addicts community, we have a private group and would love to have you join us. There are 4 questions that you have to answer in order to gain entry. Just kind of sets the tone and expectations, and also how to participate in the group, stuff like that. All right, so with that, thank you so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.